I was excited to see this other tweet that came out this week, which was the collab with Doodles and Crocs. Yeah. And it says arriving August 2023, which, we're in it. We're in August 2023. So I feel like this could be coming soon. It says complete with shoes, wearables, and gibbets, which are like the inserts into the Crocs.
Yeah. It looks cool because if you look at the picture there, she's wearing like the Crocs with the colors. I mean,
yeah, I do wonder how much integration of the Doodles imagery will be there besides just the colors. Maybe, one of the iconic looking Doodles or the rainbow vomit thing. So I'm curious to see what these look like. I don't know that I would sport those that are in this picture, but I wear Crocs, and if I needed to get a new pair, I'd probably go for a Doodles if it felt
I'm going to be honest, I'm not a Croc fan.
You've never owned Crocs?
I'm not a fan.
They're pretty good. And more they're looking less like traditional Crocs. So it's easy to be like, all right, maybe I don't like the way Crocs look, but now they're starting to look a little more inconspicuous maybe. And they're very comfortable. They're very durable. I think you should check it out. That's my recommendation to you this week.
I don't know, man. Many people have tried to convince me to rock a couple Crocs, but I just can't. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah. There's a comment on this post that we're looking at from what Doodles had posted, and it's from our friend Plum at Plumferno. And she says, I'm definitely on the, okay, this could convince me to buy or wear Crocs side of things. And I think that's where you should fall. I want your commitment right now on air that should these be released, you will purchase. Maybe for you, maybe for your loved ones, but I feel like you as a holder owe it to them to show support. What do you say?
Oof.
Do it. Say yes. They're watching, okay? How are you going to let them down like this? They're supporting you. You've got to support them.
Fine. I'll get a pair.
You get a pair of Crocs. All right. It's not punishment. It's a good thing. And then Plum also wrote a question. As a holder who did not mint, am I going to need a box or any of the other stuff from airdrops that I don't possess? So, yeah, I do wonder what the requirements will be if you need to get whitelisted, allow listed, whatever it is. Between your Doodle and the other box that we have, hopefully we're able to jump on board with these.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to use like their color scheme for the Crocs. Probably, right?
I would think so. I mean, that's what this picture shows. It's not very detailed, this picture, to show what the Crocs look like. This might just be one version of them. It might just be this swirl of colors. That's their iconic palette. But I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool.
By the way, you can download their palette, their color palette for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you follow one of the guys, you go to their website and then you're able to download the palette. And
all right. Well, maybe you can find a way to sneak that into V2 as a homage to the Doodles.
Doodles? Maybe.
A little one-on-one.
I did download it. I incorporated it into Procreate. So.
Oh, good. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let me take that down a second. And then we've got a bunch of things that we each found interesting. Anything you want to start with for this week?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, we could go down the line.
All right.
There's a lot of news going on.
Yeah. I saw an article. Well, first I saw a tweet about this, and then I wanted to go find a little more information. And this was about Amazon Prime Gaming integrating with NFTs. And this is something you and I have talked about on the show a few times already. Just kind of saying, hey, where is this? Where is this at? With the idea of Amazon and NFTs. But here's this game, Mojo Melee. The Web3 game launches on Amazon Prime Gaming. And so if you're a Prime holder, you can get a free character in this game, which is actually an NFT. And so this is a way to onboard maybe millions of people without them even knowing that's an NFT. But let's take a look at this article from VentureBeat. And it says, game studio Mystic Moose has partnered with Amazon Prime Gaming to bring the Web3 deck building and auto chess hybrid game Mojo Melee to Prime members. The promotion, which will last for 6 months, offers monthly drops of in-game items such as spell stones and currency packs, along with digital collectibles, which are non-fungible tokens and can be used in future Planet Mojo games or sold on open marketplaces. So this idea of selling them on open markets, I think, really speaks to the idea of what we've hoped gaming NFT will turn into.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Looking at the picture, I've seen that game on TikTok a couple times as I'm
Oh,
scrolling through.
really?
Yeah. So it's getting promoted heavily. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens with that.
Yeah, right. If people are already playing it and they don't know that they're getting sucked into the NFT world, not that we're trying to trick anyone, but I think it's cool to just kind of point back at a real life use case that they may already be involved in to say, there you go, that's how it works. You're going to sell this item, that's how it works. This is an NFT, and you can sell it, and maybe you got it for free as a Prime holder. And thinking about gaming in the NFT space, I'm sure you saw the announcement about Rec League. And we're looking at an article here from decrypt.co. Rec League, Mech Fighter grows the extended Yugaverse with Bored Apes. So I think this Rec League is not a Yuga game, but it incorporates the Yuga IP and lets you use your assets, if you're a Yuga holder, to get mechs within this world here. What were your thoughts on this?
We've talked about this before in some of the shows.
This game?
No, just in general, incorporating your IP into games. So, they're moving ahead. I think that they're probably listening to us. We're the masterminds behind all these games.
Yeah, we've willed
That's
it
what's happening here.
Yeah, I heard some interesting feedback on this, that thinking about some of the current assets within the Yugaverse, where they have these mechs and these heavy metal things that are not being integrated into this, feels a little disconnected to say, hey, why do you have something that's like this that's not being used in this game? But we'll see how this goes. Again, this isn't a Yugaverse or Yuga Labs game. It's just incorporating some of the Bored Ape IP and some of their other assets. And so maybe in the future with other seasons, or however they want to call this, they'll look at other projects to bring in. But looking at some of the video previews of this, it looks legit. It looks like a real side-scrolling fighting game with great graphics that looks like a normal game. And I think the biggest appeal to this is it's going to be mobile friendly. And I don't think we've seen a lot of mobile NFT games to this scale.
Not yet, at least.
Right.
It would be cool to see V2 ants fighting in there.
We could do it. There's no reason we couldn't do it. And then just to be a little more specific, the company is called Enway. That's the gaming company, and they've previously licensed the Power Rangers games and a few other already existing games. So they're an established gaming company within the NFT space, and I think this will be really interesting to see how big this can grow. Besides being a computer game, also being a mobile game and integrating NFTs, it'll have its own marketplace as well. And so I think since you are a holder of some of these assets, I think you should probably, get in on these free drops while you can, and then let us watch you play.
Yeah, that'll be cool. We'll look into it.
Yeah. Good. All right. You had shared an article about another decrypt.co about NFT trader admits nabbing 1.5 million in Ethereum after Elizabeth with the .eth gets wrecked on Blur. Did you get a chance to dive into this? I'd seen this on Twitter already.
No, not much. I mean, it looked pretty interesting. $1.5 million is a lot in Ethereum.
Yeah. So the story here is that, so the subtitle here is spotting a bot mimicking his trades. Hanwei Chang used the strategy against its owner to earn a huge premium. So using Blur, I guess you can see what someone else's bidding practices are, or what their plans are, what their trades are set to be at. And so somebody was just mimicking that. And so what he did was he really increased the price of his own asset, which he bought. He increased the price of a number of his assets. I think they were Azuki. So he bought his own back at a high price, but it also led this bot to buy his own at a really high price, like hundreds of ETH above the floor. So he just tricked someone else into mimicking his bid. So essentially he's saying, instead of maybe 5 ETH for this, I'm going to put it up for 50 ETH. And I'll just buy my own back because no one's going to do it. But by me buying my own, it's triggering this other bot to buy another one of his that was listed for like 50 ETH. So nabbed a nice purse on that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what's stopping other people from doing the same exact thing?
I don't know what's stopping. I think you would just need to be I think you would not want to have your own bot set up to just blindly mirror somebody else's trades. So the article goes on to say a series of transactions on the NFT marketplace Blur has captivated crypto Twitter and sparked questions of legality after a prolific trader going by the name Hanwei Chang duped a competitor into buying certain Azuki NFTs at an inflated price. So he said, I noticed somebody's bot was copying my bids on Blur, so I decided to trick him. Adding he made a profit of 800 Ethereum with the strategy, netting close to 1.5 million. And so let's see if he says exactly what happened. So on Saturday, 12 Azuki NFTs that shared the specific background color Off-White A sold simultaneously for 50 ETH, worth 91,500 each. The previous Azuki NFT with an Off-White A background had sold for less than 5 ETH, which was $9,000.
Wow.
And so here it says that they appear to have been gathered by Chang in a digital wallet. A large chunk of trades profits was then sent to a wallet labeled as Hanwei.eth using Ethereum name service. And he said, knowing there were bots out there copying his trade bids, Chang likely duped an unsuspecting trader into buying an Azuki at an elevated price by placing a bid on his own NFTs, an account that goes by Raving Ape theorized on Twitter. So he's just tricking this bot. I don't know how he can even see that there's somebody mimicking his bids, but tricking somebody else into doing this, it's shitty, but you got to be careful with this.
But he did it.
Yeah, I mean, that means that they had that much ETH in their own wallets anyway.
Yeah.
Imagine setting up a blind bot with that much money on the line, a $1.5 million. That is risky, and clearly it didn't work out for this guy.
Definitely not. That's just weird.
Yeah. I saw this article. This is on CoinDesk.com. This is about, I don't know how to say this the right way. Etihad. It's the airway. It's the high-end airway. Etihad. I don't know. They're the ones who sponsor, NYC, but Etihad for now. So they've had some NFT programs out for a while. They've done different things, such as just they'll give you a certain tier within their loyalty program for a year, access to the waiting room. I don't know what you call it in an airport. Is waiting room the right term? But they talked about a new NFT coming out, and I thought this was good. This was like the most direct, straightforward way that I think NFTs can work out. And I'll just jump down the article a little bit. It says, in September, they plan to launch a Web3 loyalty program called Horizon Club, and will introduce a staking for miles program that will allow the community to lock up their NFTs to earn guest miles. Miles earned can then be redeemed for flights, upgrades, and other perks. And so I think this is just like, as complicated as these things can be, I just love how direct this is. We're going to have an NFT with a limited number of tokens, and the more you lock them up, the rarer they are for sale, and then you will be rewarded for locking them up. And that directness, that one-to-one, and that ease of, the connection of that use case, I think makes total sense. And I just love how straightforward this is without getting too convoluted.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good use case. I mean, again, it goes back to us talking about stuff back in a couple of episodes, just the utility and the stuff that people are coming up with is just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a few other NFTs that seem to do, they have some other functionality, but this one just sort of appeals to me. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. You stake it, you increase the rarity of it, which of course drives higher prices, and they'll make some more money off of it as the creators. But it's just such a simple reward system to just say, yeah, you do this, you stake it, we'll give you some miles and rewards for it.
So this company already has NFTs out there?
They do. And I think they launched earlier in the year. So let me scroll back up a second. United Arab Emirates, National Airline, Etihad Airways will soon release a new 300 edition expansion to its Polygon-based EY01, promising holders a slate of new benefits like the silver tier status, priority check-in, lounge access, and the ability to stake their assets to earn miles. So they have I think this is all on Polygon, but it's already EY01, and I think the NFT itself is different images of planes that they use.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's a great use case. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't think they've announced the cost yet for minting, but I also don't know what the audience is for this. They must have had enough success with the past drop to say, yeah, let's keep doing this. Yeah. But I think it's cool. I think it's a really smart way to do it. That's really easily understandable, and maybe it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good use case.
Yeah,
I
and
like
it's
it.
something I think hotels can learn from. It's something that I think any guest loyalty program. I don't know how the Starbucks one works. I wanted to find out a little bit more about that. I signed up for it. I got the invite, and then I waited too long to redeem it to get the Starbucks NFT. So I might try again, but I know that one's been pretty popular in
Yeah.
the NFT space.
Now that you mentioned hotels are really lacking behind it. The Web3 community, like they really need to do something ASAP.
Yeah. Speaking as a hotelier, I can tell you that their technology is so outdated.
Is that what the issue is?
I think the issue is the exchange of currency. So maybe not speaking NFT, but thinking about crypto payments. I think it's a question of, if we let people pay with this, what do we do with this money? Are we just letting it, are we converting it right away? Is there even a value? Is there a need for this? I think hotels have such a wide range of target audience, right? You have some, limited service hotels, you have motels, and then you have luxury high end. And somewhere in there is the right fit for crypto and NFTs. But a lot of their infrastructure is very old. We use platforms that are, decades old sometimes to run our finance programs, to run our POS, to run our rooms operation system, that it's not easy to then just add something like this on top of it that probably does not fit well at all, right?
Yeah.
And in a secure manner. And especially as you have this other gateway that goes into payment processing, it just opens up this idea of access to other information within our systems for guest information, guest credit card numbers, guest address, phone numbers, all that. So I just don't think hotels are there yet. Maybe if you built a new hotel company and you started from scratch thinking technology forward or even Web3 as the backbone of this, I think you'd have a better chance of just starting from scratch. But integrating it just seems like it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much, too big, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And so many are publicly traded companies, who really wants to be the first one to put their name on the line for this? I don't know who it is, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, most likely it's going to have to be a private hotel that starts it.
Yeah, just like a privately owned
or something. Yeah,
small one. Yeah. You had put another article here from Bitcoin.com. U.S. court dismisses former Celsius network CEO's motion to block New York Attorney General's lawsuit. That's a mouthful, but it goes on to say former Celsius network Alex Mashinsky will now have to defend himself against a lawsuit filed by New York Attorney General Letitia James after New York County Supreme Court Justice rejected his attempts to have the lawsuit dismissed. The court's decision blocks the attempt by Mashinsky to stop James from seeking to preclude him from issuing securities or serving as a company officer in the state. What was it? Anything specific stand out to you about this article?
No, I just feel like again, like just New York State keeps fighting just crypto in general. You know what I mean? It goes back to that. I just feel like the financial system doesn't want to back up crypto in New York City. And honestly, like New York City is the financial district of the world, sort of.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if there's still the biggest financial district of the world anymore, because there's just so many places now, like Dubai and all these other countries now that are financially like extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just keep fighting it. Like, stop fighting it. Just help.
Yeah, this might speak to that idea that the Asian markets are more tolerating of crypto and more open to it than what we see here in New York, where they just keep pushing back against Coinbase, against Ripple, against Celsius. And I don't know exactly what Celsius did or didn't do. I mean, this article says that, basically he was charged for false and misleading statements about the Celsius network's financial well-being. In addition, the former boss of the collapsed crypto lender is also accused of encouraging thousands of investors to deposit onto the platform's digital asset worth billions of dollars. So, there's always more to the story. I don't know what he did was or wasn't right.
It gets more into like the promoting and all that kind of stuff and luring people into the, diversifying into their company. But it just goes back to like New York just pushing the limits again on crypto. Like, and this is why so many crypto people are just leaving the country and going somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd have to think that the more of these lawsuits that get settled, it kind of creates this scoreboard, right? Of government one, or crypto three, 3-1, whatever that is,
Yeah.
and eventually, I hope it falls in favor of crypto companies, and it kind of shuts down the government of trying and wasting money on these things that may not pan out for them anymore.
Yeah. They're wasting a lot. And I keep reading in the last couple of days how so many countries are dropping the US dollar as a national currency. I
Oh,
don't know if
really?
you've seen that. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries doing it now. So I don't know
Interesting.
how stable the financial system will be in the
Oh, yeah,
future.
yeah.
But at some point or another, something has to change. I mean, the laws that we have are like 100 years old. Some point's got to change.
Yeah, we've got to catch up, right? Can't be like
Yeah.
hotels just stuck in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We had another article that caught our attention about Shiba Inu. What could be the reason for SHIB's rally over the weekend? This was from ambcrypto.com, and I didn't see the exact numbers. Let's go take a look at coin market cap. Put in some SHIB and see what the numbers show.
Yeah, so SHIB has been going up too because I think there's some hype about releasing Shibarium, I think it's called, which is their like their world.
Okay.
And it's just getting a lot of popularity on X. A lot of people are talking about it. And again, like that many people are keen to SHIB because obviously it was created behind the backbone of Dogecoin.
Yeah.
But I think SHIB now is starting to really turn it around, and they're really building a lot of different things. And I think that they do have potential. I am going to go on record and say that, although I'm not a holder, or I didn't condone how they came out at the beginning, saying that they were the Doge killers and all that kind of stuff. Again, Doge has always been my main coin from the beginning.
Yeah, we know.
But SHIB, it's just they're building, man. They're building stuff. They're doing their thing. I gotta say, you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, if I zoom out to 1 year, of course, you'll see that they had a nice high when they came out, another bump a few months ago, and I think you and I had talked about it. I know that I hold some. I don't know why, but I think I got tricked into something by you a few months ago. But you zoom into 7 days, yeah, there was definitely a nice rally here over the last few days here.
Yeah, I think it's just the hype for Shibarium.
Yeah.
But
yes, they're creating not financial advice.
They're creating a whole huge ecosystem. So I mean, it seems pretty cool from afar. It's just, again, like the way they came out, it just wasn't the right thing. They were branded as a Doge killer. They came off the back of Dogecoin, and that just wasn't a good thing.
Yeah. Maybe you and I can do a little deep dive into what projects are being built on SHIB and what makes it stand out from the others. I'd love to learn more myself and, share that learning with everyone else. So maybe in the next couple of weeks, we'll look for a chance to do a little deeper dive into what the utility here is, what this is being used for.
Yeah, definitely. We could do a deep dive on SHIB and see what we see and what we can find out. Let's dig into it.
Let's do it. All right. You had shared an article with me that kind of freaked me out a little bit. And this was about ChatGPT struggling with basic math. This is from
oh, yeah. I find this very interesting.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Cryptopolitan.com.
Yeah.
And the article, I think the chunk of the article talks about asking ChatGPT to identify prime numbers, and its ability to do so over the past few months has drastically dropped in what they call a drift. They call it a rapid drift. So let me see if I can find exactly what they had talked about. So here it says, in a test conducted in March, GPT-4, the premium version of ChatGPT, was presented with 1,000 different numbers. It managed to ascertain that the primality of 84% of them correctly. Fast forward to June, and the accuracy plummeted to 51%.
Wow.
It wasn't an isolated incident. Out of 8 diverse tasks, ChatGPT-4's performance deteriorated in 6 out of those 8. Although ChatGPT 3.5 improved in 6 areas, it's predominantly trailed behind its successor. So, yeah, that is scary. What do you think is driving that drift? Is it people giving like a thumbs down response when they get an answer?
No, it could also be that GPT-4, because I have GPT-4. I have the subscribed version on my phone.
Okay, quit bragging, buddy.
But I don't think it's fully out yet. I think they're still like testing it.
Yeah, that could be. It is, you wonder how much influence when somebody says to like regenerate an answer or something like that. If they say this wasn't a good answer, how much is that pushing future
How much of an
answers?
influence it has? Yeah.
Right. How much are we training the bot when we do that for better or worse? I don't know.
I don't think I've ever given it a thumbs down when I ask it stuff or when I do stuff with it.
I've been doing that more just because I think that that's what it's looking for. I think that's how you train these things to say this was a good answer, this wasn't a good answer. Maybe I'm ruining everything.
Maybe it's you. You're the problem.
I'm not the problem. You're the problem.
No, but I love Chat GPT. I mean, do you use it a lot for different things or no?
I do use it a lot. I've been playing with some other some AI image generators because I just want to understand. What's confusing to me is how people make images that almost look the same, but just slight variations in it. And I think back to one of our earlier guests, Wonder Mundo. She had that graffiti that was like against a building with different images on it. And I'm like, and she talked a lot about the difficulty of coming up with the proper prompts. And I'm just trying to think like what goes into that. And I just want to understand how to do those prompts and what each different platform needs. I was playing around with Leonardo.ai because there's a good free plan on there that you can play around with different generators and you get, a certain amount of credits every 12 hours. And so I just wanted to see what I could do and how realistic those things could be. So it's more of exploring for me.
I've used a few of them, but I've tried doing different variations of different like ants and stuff like that too, just to play around with it and see what it comes up with. But it just doesn't give me like the right thing. It's just weird. And I've tried with different ones. I don't know if it does it to you or not, but for some reason for me, it just gives me like a whole bunch of different variations.
Yeah, it does. I get
stuff.
that too. That's why I'm like, I wonder what that trick is to get a lot of consistency and maybe just change a few things. Another example is I listen to the Nifty Morning Show almost every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's broadcast live on Twitter and on YouTube, 9 a.m. Sorry. Yeah, about 9 a.m. Eastern to 10:15 Eastern. I listen almost every day, and they have a free NFT giveaway most days. And they all share a lot of similarities about like the main character that they're using to tell the story. We've got Marius Vogel saying hi. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. So it's interesting to me. I wonder if I can show you what those NFTs look like. They do free NFT giveaways almost every day. They give a secret code at the end of the episode. So I'll pull it up here. So I have 64 of those NFTs. And you'll see that they have this dog that they call Buddy.
Wait, you own 64 of these NFTs?
Yeah, they're from daily free giveaways. You just put in the code at the end of the show.
I was going to say, what are you have an addiction, Kevin?
No, I'm not buying them. But they talk about this dog called Buddy, right? So you see this dog here? I don't think these are being hand-drawn every week. So this is what the dog looks like. And then sometimes they have different giveaways based on who their sponsors are for that episode. But there's a lot of similarity. This dog exists in a lot of those. So here's the same Buddy again doing something differently. And then scroll down and we got some more Buddy here taking a snapshot. Here's Buddy with a gun. Here's Buddy on a skateboard. Here's Buddy on scrap metal. So I think they're using AI to do that. I just don't know what that process is to say, yeah, keep this character the same and then keep changing what the character's doing, change the background. I don't get it. It's all new to me.
She did say it was pretty difficult to do. So who knows?
I know.
What it is.
All right.
Is that the only platform that you've used?
I've used another one called Recraft.ai.
Uh-huh.
And I think one other, but some have very limited free plans. Like you get 15 credits ever. And I don't really want to play around with that if I can't keep exploring with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've used Dream on the iPhone.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. I mean, you could upload your own picture and then give it different variations. But when you try to create your own and generate your own thing, the variations never come out right. It just looks weird.
I know. Yeah, I'm curious how to get better at that. So
yeah.
I feel like my Twitter timeline is filled with, hey, if you want to get better at, AI, try these prompts, and it's a list of 100 prompts or 60 prompts, whatever it is. So one day I'll take the rabbit hole down there and figure out how to be better at that. But for now, just lightly exploring.